Hello, my name is Raven Heavy Runner. My Blackfeet name is Stoyokatsi. The name that my grandfather gave me when I was a little kid, it was Payotatsutsuko. It was his father's name. So when my grandfather was a little boy, they lived up by Bab, and his father was haying at the time. And these surveyors came from Washington, D.C., and they were starting to survey Glacier Park. And they wanted to go up on Chief Mountain, but his father said, well, I can't take you up there right now because it's haying season. And they told him, don't worry about that. We're going to pay somebody to do your haying for you in your place. We just want to go up there and go hiking. And they had their wives with them. And my grandfather said he remembered how they climbed up the mountain. They would rope big boulders and they would push those women up in their petticoats. And they finally got to the top of the mountain. And when they got up there, this is the story that he told them. At the top of Chief Mountain was these 3 buffalo skulls. And they wondered why those skulls were up there. And he said, this is the story of one of those buffalo skulls. He said, long time ago, our people used to come up to Chief Mountain and they would go up there and they would pray for their own spiritual power. It was to be their vision quest. And this family brought this young boy to the base of Chief Mountain one day. And they got him all ready. And they brought up all of his stuff that he was going to be up on the mountain and praying with. And his family brought him up there. They laid down all that stuff and they got him ready. And they said, after you get your vision, you can come back down. And they went back down, and that next morning, that man woke up and he seen that young boy sitting in the teepee and asked him, did you already get your vision? And that young boy said, no. He said, I was praying and last night this thing came and it grabbed me and it started trying to throw me off the mountain and I took off and I got scared and I came back down. And his elder told him, you have to go back up there. You have to go back up there. You can't leave here without getting your vision, without getting your power. And so they brought that young man back up to the mountain. And the next morning, the family woke up and that young boy was sitting in the teepee again. And they said, did you get your vision? And he said, no, that thing, it came back and it chased me and I got away and I'm too afraid to go back up there. And the elder told him, you have to go back up there. You're going to have to face your fears. You have to go up there. You can't come back down. Now you stay up there this time. Don't you come back down. So they brought him back up there, got him all ready again. And that third morning, they woke up and he was sitting in the teepee again. And his elder looked at him and said, did you get your vision this time? And he goes, no. He goes, this time that thing grabbed me and it was going to throw me off of the mountain and I got away and I don't want to go back up there. Don't take me back up there. And the elder said, you have to go back up there. He said, because you're going to need your courage and you're going to need your power to be able to help our people. And if you leave that mountain and you run back down here, don't stop. You just keep going. And at that time, the Blackfeet ruled our territory and we had a lot of enemies. And if you didn't have a group of people to be with, and the enemy caught you by yourself, you wouldn't live. And so they got that young man prepared again, and they brought him up to the top of the mountain, and they put all his stuff in the way that it should be. And his elder looked at him and he said, "You're going to have to stay here until you get your vision, until you get your songs." So that night, as that young man was sitting there and he was praying and he was singing, he could hear that thing coming up the trail again through the trees. And they got closer and they got closer to him again, and that thing grabbed him and it brought him to the edge of the mountain. And he told that thing, he said, "I don't care, I'm not leaving. Throw me over the edge, kill me, it don't matter to me. I'm gonna stay here." He goes, I have to get my songs, I have to get my power. If you don't, if I take off, I won't ever get those. And that thing told him, "Okay, now it's time. Sit down. I'm going to teach you your songs." And the next morning, that young man was down there. And they could tell that he had finally got his power. And that is the end of the story that my grandfather told me when I was a little boy.